And welcome back. We are now on, what is this, the 13th chapter? No, 14. This would be 14th chapter of the Elyse Myers book. That's a great question. I'd love to tell you. My name is Jenna LaMere, and I am reading aloud with my own reactions in real time and commentary. I am not reading this as a paid reader, and I encourage you, please buy the book and listen to the author herself. This is not a replacement for those things, and please don't get me in trouble because I'm not trying to mess with any schmoppy rights or anything. I'm just wanting to read books aloud because it's how I understand stuff. And so if you want to read along with me, the hopes that maybe one person is doing this makes me really super happy. If no one at all sees these, then I will be just as happy to be able to have at least had a camera in front of me so that I could feel like somebody was. So thank you. So if you've been following along, you saw that in the last chapter, we were talking about the rulers, and I wanted to bring my ruler example. Now, this isn't probably a ruler, but look at how floppy. And what is it? This is, yeah, just as I thought, 18. Not your typical old. Can you imagine? Oh my God, my dad has Catholic school trauma and said that the nuns used to slap his wrists and bottom with a ruler. And it makes me wonder if they had these, would they still do it? And would this be worse because it's got some more, or I don't know, maybe now I'm realizing I'm talking about methods of abuse. I probably shouldn't be talking about that. Okay, and the other thing I've done is I've supplied myself with some water now. My hope is that you can watch me in the process of this getting smaller and smaller over the chapters. See how many of these I can do today. All right. This one's called Everything She's Ever Wanted, and then parentheses, to say, but only remembers when she's angry and taking a shower. All that to say, I love you. I'm in love with you. Silence, and so much of it. Are you still there? Just making sure you heard me. Which part? She heard him. Hold on, I have to get back into, like, I was in Jenna mode. So let me get back into this. Go back. Because this is all that to say, I love you. I'm in love with you. Silence, and so much of it. Are you still there? I'm just making sure you heard me. Which part? She heard him. Of course she heard him. She's incapable of not hearing him. He's made himself such a large part of her life that she couldn't not hear him if she tried. And she's tried so many times, each time less successful than the last. All of it. I'm sorry if I said too much. Can you at least say something? Anything? I heard everything, but if she wasn't already sitting on the floor of her closet, she would have found the nearest sittable surface and planted herself there. Can you just, I can't, if you could give me a second or two. His shallow breath is the last thing she hears before she drops the phone into her lap and presses the heels of her palms against her eyes. Oh, presses her heels of her palms against her eyes. As she presses her heels, I was doing that, and then I promise. Okay, I get it now. Oh my gosh. She wants everything to stop being so much for just 1 second so she can try to remember everything that he said tonight, everything she has been waiting years to hear him say. There was a day when hearing him tell her how much he loves her wouldn't have completely broken her heart, like it's breaking right now this very second. When it wasn't too late, and it wasn't because he was about to lose her to someone else if he didn't. But that day came and went, and many more days came and went after that. Her phone is burning a hole in her lap, and she can feel the rest of her heart breaking. His words finishing the job he started so many years ago. She lets herself have 60 seconds of complete and total silence at the bottom of her closet, then pulls the phone up to her ear. She used to imagine what it would feel like to finally hear him say it. She had dreams so vivid they would wake her up. They felt nothing like this. Because when she imagined getting everything she's ever wanted, she didn't anticipate being crushed by its weight. Tonight feels nothing like the dreams that used to wake her up for the moments she imagined while trying to fall back asleep. With the remaining few seconds, she finds all the words she was afraid to say last time she got everything she's ever wanted. She was silly and assumed that the next time it came around, it would really be everything she's ever wanted. You don't love me. You're just scared of losing me, she says. That's not what's happening here, and you know it. His voice seems loud and sharp and angry, and many other things she never imagined hearing in his voice when he told her he loved her. Is it not? Her eyes are burning with unshed tears, and her throat is on fire. She doesn't want to give him the satisfaction of crying, so she finds more room in her chest to store all the emotion she's waiting to release until after she hangs up the phone. She continues, you only tell me you love me when I can't say it back. Why does it take me finding someone that is kind and nice and treats me well and makes me happy for you to tell me that you love me? I'm not a game you get to play when you're bored and lonely or when you want someone to make you feel important. You don't get to keep ruining my life because you're afraid I might not be in yours one day. I'm a mess. Is that what you want to hear? That I'm a mess? You've always deserved more than I could give you. I know you don't believe me, but that's the truth. You deserve someone who is as good as you believe they are. But I want to try. I'm ready to try. I want to be the good person you think I am. He pushes the last of his words out before his throat sounds too thick with emotion to say anything else. She can hear his voice shake on the other end of the line as he begins to cry. I don't think you... By the way, I suck at knowing who's talking in books. So that's one downfall to reading aloud, is you might hear me pretending I'm Elyse and then realizing a little bit later, oh, that wasn't her. And then in my own mind, I kind of do those gymnastics and catch up. But for you all, that might suck for you. So you're just going to have to be like figuring it out on your own, I guess. So I don't know who's talking here, but we'll find out. I don't think you have a goddamn clue what you're ready for, but what I do know is that you're a coward. Her voice hitches, good indication, her voice hitches in the back of her throat, and she is dangerously close to crying. She's never been good at being honest without tears volunteering themselves as honesty's automatic companion. Do you want to know the worst part about losing everything I've ever wanted? Twice? He remains silent, unsure of whether her question is rhetorical or not. Do you? Because I would love to tell you. The worst part about losing everything I've ever wanted is that I can't even pretend I don't know what it feels like to have it. To have you. You told me you loved me once and then you disappeared. You looked me in the eyes, finally told me you loved me, and then I didn't see you or hear from you for a year. She hates how loud her voice has become, and she hates it even more that he gets to hear how hurt she still is. She takes a deep breath and shifts her body so that she's sitting up a little taller than before. This is the last time she will ever speak to him. She refuses to let the grief in her heart clobber the resolve in her mind. She continues, I spent months crawling my way out of the hole you buried me in. I've finally started to let you go, and you can't stand it. You don't want me, but now you don't want to lose me. For a second time, you have stolen the microscopic amount of mercy that exists in not knowing what it feels like to hear you tell me you love me, and you don't even mean it. That's the worst part about losing everything I ever wanted. It was taken from me by the same coward that should have never even given it to me in the first place. He takes an exaggerated breath, and she can already hear his beautifully crafted excuse forming even before he starts speaking. I didn't know I was... Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, damn it. She throws her face into the stream of water and watches the suds from her shampoo circle the drain. She drags the scent of her vanilla conditioner through her wet hair. That would have been so good, too, she thinks. The worst part about losing everything I ever wanted. Why can't I ever say things like that when it matters? She closes her eyes and lets the warm water run down her back. She feels herself once again drifting into her head. You made a decision for me that wasn't yours to make. You're so afraid of not being enough that you'd rather run as far away from me as you can and break my heart before I ever have the chance to break yours. I think you believe you love me, but I'm certain that you don't, because if you really loved me like you think you do, you would have learned how to say it without one foot already out the door, and before I finally let myself learn how to love somebody that isn't you. She can no longer hold back the tears that have been pooling in her eyes since she first picked up the phone and heard his voice. Love doesn't feel like this, and I will never let you make me feel like this ever again. I want to be loved by someone who knows how to stay and knows how to love me all the time. So please, if you care about me at all, as much as you say you do, never tell me that you love me again. I am begging you to let me let you go. A silence falls over the line that feels so dense it might choke them both. Okay, he finally says. Okay, she replies. Can I ask just one more question? No, her voice is sharp. She's never sounded as unfamiliar to him as she does right now. Are you happy? He asks anyway. After a long pause, she says, yes. She's lying. Are you sure? He already knows the answer to this question because she's a terrible liar. Yes, she lies again, this time to herself. Okay. So many things she could have said. And then there's a really cool illustration of a phone dropping here. And then it says, I hit the phone, poor book. And she says, okay, all that to say, I love you. I'm in love with you. Silence. Are you still there? Just making sure you heard me. Which part? All of it. I'm sorry if I said too much. I heard everything. Can you just, I can't think. I just need a second. A suffocating amount of silent seconds. I can't. Okay. Are you happy? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Part of me, because of the repeated thing on that, like, I don't know if it's her intention or just my brain going wild, but I know especially a lot of neurodivergent people like me will form entire conversations in our head and scenarios of things. And so part of me was like, was some of this what she imagined and then it happened again? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But anyway, I have, like, because I'm doing my own personal commentary on all this, I cannot tell you how many painful love phone calls I have had in my life. I literally could write 50 books at least on just painful phone calls about love or unrequited love or heartbreak. And so I could definitely, there's something about having and holding a phone that adds, it's like the phone is part of the conversation as another being there. This intermediary that holds so much. It's almost like it's like this mediator that's delivering information, and there's something that can be so steady, and I don't know. I think right now I just like to take a moment of gratitude for all the phones I've ever had, as bearing witness to all the conversations that were either funny, but there was always just some kind of importance of information being transmitted back and forth. It's like phones are these quiet, what are they? Consciousness, just blobs of consciousness in phone form that, when anthropomorphized and personalized, what is it? Deeper, you know the word for it. But anyway, if we really think about their role in the world, what phones do, they're really beautiful, and I've never really thought about it. But here's my phone right now. Can we just give a moment? Thank you. And all my other phones that came before you that I don't know where are. Some I do, but maybe I need to go pull them out of the drawer and just give them some extra love. Thank you for being there with me. Oh. And that's just like conversations, which we don't even have anymore. Now I'm just literally looking at the phone and I'm getting it from the phone instead of just seeing it as it. It's so interesting. Anyway, I know that they're supposed to be filthy, but that's okay. You filthy. Okay, all right, that's enough. All right, end of this chapter. The next one will be called House Clothes, and I will see you again soon. Drinking more water.